Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket, excellent.
Asymmetrical twin.
Dropping and sinking. Notice how
So just notice joining us for the second episode next week. Namaste.
Hello and welcome to episode 60 of Namaste Yoga. We're here on Lake Ontario on November the 16th, 2010, and it's pretty amazing to be able to sit out without a coat on here in southwestern Ontario at this time of year. So we thought we'd give one last shot at, well, maybe we might get one more shot even than this, but we thought we'd give it another shot at filming outside before the snow comes here. So today we begin our series. Last week we began it with an introduction to the organ body, and this week we'll work specifically with the heart and the lungs. So today we're going to start seated. Get whatever props you need to support you in sitting. You can sit in a chair or have a cushion to lift your hips, whatever allows you to be more comfortable. We're going to begin by tuning into our pulse, which helps us connect to our own internal rhythm. Place your left palm so it faces up, your right palm on top of it, and then let your fingertips touch your wrists. And you'll get a sense of connecting to your pulse here. So just close your eyes. Allow your breath to be long and smooth and deep. And begin to tune into your own internal rhythm. So continue to stay seated like this in your meditation position. And today we're going to be working with Nichala Joy Davies' metaphor of the heart as a revolving door. When the valves to the heart are open outward, nutrients go to all the cells of the body. And when the valves of the heart are open inward, the heart draws in those nutrients. And so there's this continuous exchange, this revolving door of giving and receiving. Giving love and compassion and receiving love and compassion. And we're going to be working with that, creating that equal balance in our practice today. So with that in mind, take a moment to set your intention for your practice today, what you hope to receive from practicing yoga today. And then when you're ready, you can shift and stretch a little bit. We're going to start lying down today. So if you have a strap, get a yoga strap. If you don't, you can use the tie from your bathrobe or an old necktie or scarf. Doesn't necessarily have to be a yoga strap. And then you're going to lie down on your back. And hook up your strap on your right foot. Draw your right leg in. Let the back of your neck be soft, your shoulders resting into the ground. And then open your right leg out to the side. Keep your left leg dropping and sinking. So you're opening that revolving door outward here. And then slowly bring your leg back center, and you're just going to cross it over a little bit. So you're starting to feel a stretch on the back of your leg. Actually, I meant the side of your leg along your IT band there. So now if we're using that heart metaphor of the revolving door, now the heart valves are open inward. So it's this revolving inward, drawing love and compassion in. And then you're going to bring your right leg back center, Release your strap and release your right leg down, and just take a moment to feel the difference between the two sides. And then you can start to draw your left foot into the strap and take your left leg straight up into the air. So the Thai energy lines that we're working with to connect postures to the organs for this series, they run along the inside of your leg and then they cross the body and cross over to the other side. So even the energy lines are like a revolving door in the body. And then open your left leg out to the side so that revolving door opens out into the world, and you give that love and compassion out into the world. And then draw your right leg back center again. And this time you're going to cross it over your body. So that's the metaphor of the valves opening inward. Drawing that love and compassion in to your being. And then you can bring your left leg back to center and release it down to the ground. So from here you can put your strap just off to the side and bend both knees, place your feet flat on the floor, and cross your right leg over your left leg. Really open your right knee out to the side, and then draw your left leg in, reach through, hold on your hamstring, especially if you have any knee issues. You can hold on the shin if there aren't any knee issues, but hamstring's definitely a little safer spot. And then you can use your right elbow to open up your right knee. And then release your right leg down, uncross your right leg, and switch sides. So you'll cross your left leg over your right, really open your left leg out to the side, and then draw your right leg in. Okay, and then lower your legs down. And I think that's all I want here right now. Oh, no, one more thing. I knew there was something else. Okay, so stay on your back for one more thing. And you're going to take your arms out into a soft T. Bend your right knee. You're going to press into your right foot until your pelvis lifts off the ground. Tuck your left hip under. Crush your right knee over towards your left side and look over your right shoulder. So here we take this idea of the revolving door kind of literally with a revolved pose, a twist. And here you want to really make sure that your pelvis is perpendicular to the ground for the safety of your sacroiliac joint. And then roll back towards center. Press into your right foot and uncross it. Take your right leg out again. Just feel the difference between the two sides. And then bend your left knee in. Press into your left foot. Lift your pelvis off the ground. Tuck your right hip under. Cross your left leg over to the right side. And look over your left shoulder. And then come on back center, untuck your hips, maybe draw your knees into your chest. And then you can either roll to your side or rock yourself up. And come up onto all fours. We're gonna start with cat pose. So come on all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And you can exhale, round up through your back. And inhale and arc through your back. And then come back to center, and we'll do this on the other side. So inhale, take your left arm up and bring it through. Left shoulder, left side of the head. And then come back up center. And you can sit with your legs straight out in front of you. So we're gonna and take your right leg and cross it over your left leg. And you're gonna take your right knee in your right hand, and you're gonna inhale, bring your right knee up towards your chest, and then exhale and open it toward the ground. So depending on the flexibility of your hip, your knee may be able to open lower than your left leg. And you want to be really cautious of your knees because we're going for movement in the hip joint. And if the hip joint isn't ready for that movement, if you force it too much, it will go to the next weakest joint, which is your knee. So really move cautiously and slowly, and keep in mind that you want to be careful of your knees. Pay attention to the cues your knees are giving you, and keep the movement in your hips. So inhale up and exhale down. And then release your right leg out, and just see if you can probably see it on me, the difference between your right and your left leg here. And then we'll cross your left leg over your right leg and do the same thing. So it's inhale up and exhale down. So what we're doing is going for mobility in your hip joint here. And then release your left leg down, and should be a little more even now. Okay, then sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. And you'll take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, take your left hand to the base of your spine behind you, and come into a twist. And then come back center, and we'll go to the other side. So now your right hand comes to the outside of your left knee. Lengthen your spine up. And then come back to center. So from here, we'll take your legs straight out in front of you again. And this time, cross your right leg over again. And you're just gonna take your leg and you're gonna circle your hip joint again. So breathe in as you circle your hip joint up, breathe out as you circle it down. And then go the other way. And then you can take your right foot and put it in the crook of your left arm. Bring your elbow on the crook of your right arm. And just, this one's called rock the baby, so just rock it side to side. And then release your right leg down. Now you'll slide your left leg in. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to inhale, circle up, exhale, circle down. And then circle your leg the other way. And then take your left foot and your right elbow, wrap your left elbow around your right arm, and you can just maybe sway from side to side a little bit. And then release your leg down and just feel the difference in your hips. Okay, so from here we're going to come into a lunge pose. So start on all fours and walk your right leg through for lunge. And we're going to do a revolved lunge pose. So just place your left palm on the ground. If wrists are an issue, you can come onto a fist. And then rotate your right arm up. And then lower your right arm down, shift back, and switch legs. So this time you'll walk your left leg through. Lean into a lunge on your left side. Place your right hand, fist, or palm on the ground, and rotate your left arm up. So again, this metaphor of revolving, the revolving door of the heart. This balance between giving and receiving with the heart and the lungs. So come back center, tuck your right foot under, step your left foot back, come into a downward facing dog. And then walk your feet towards your hands and come up to a standing position. So from a standing position, we'll take our legs wide. And we're just going to do a little twisting here from side to side. So as you twist to the right, lift your left heel. As you twist to the left, lift your right heel. Breathe in the center, breathe out to the side. Okay, and then come back to center. So if you have a block would be really useful here. If you don't have a block, you could use the chair. I forgot my block. I always get so distracted when I come to the beach. I don't remember to bring my props. I'm gonna use my water bottle as my block today. So I want you to come and stand towards the front of your mat and place your block on the left side of your mat. So you're going to come into a standing forward fold and take a step back with your left foot. Your toes are going to be turned out. And then take your block and place it underneath your left shoulder. So for me it's here, for you it may be here. Just place it under your left shoulder. You're going to drop your left hip bone towards your right inside of your leg and then open up to the right. So you're coming into Pavriti Trikonasana, revolved triangle. Okay, and then bend your front right knee, step your back leg in and come up to standing. And take a breath here. Okay, so let's try that on your other side. Take a step back with your right foot, so both legs are straight, right toes out on an angle. You're going to take your block and place it underneath your right hand. Drop your right hip towards your inside of your left leg and lift your left arm up. And then bend your front left knee and walk in and make your way up to a standing position. Okay, so in standing, stand with your feet underneath your hips, and let's just roll your shoulders back and down. So you inhale up, exhale back and down. And then interlace your fingers behind your back, roll your shoulders back and down, lift and open your chest, lift your arms. So we're starting to get into some of the poses that we're going to be working with for our lungs now. Okay, and then release your arms down, shake it out. Come back to the front of your mat. We're going to come into a standing forward fold again. This time you're going to lift your, how should I do this? Lift your left leg up and behind you. You're going to drop your left hip bone so that you're closing towards your right leg. And then you're going to lift your right arm. It's windy out. Okay, and then release that. Come up to standing. Great, and then we can try that on the other side. So of course you can use your blocks for this too. That would be totally fine. So let's try this on the other side. You're going to come into a standing forward fold. This time you'll take your right leg up behind you, so you actually close your right hip towards your left leg. For this one, my left leg is quite tight here. I'm going to bend my left leg a little bit to help support me here, so I'm not going to be overstretching anything. And then I'm going to bring my left arm up. Okay, and then come on down and make your way back up to standing. Okay, so from a standing position, take your left hand and place it on your left shoulder. You're going to inhale, circle your left shoulder up, and exhale, circle it down and around. And then go the other way. Okay, and then switch sides. So circle your elbow up and exhale down and around. And then circle the other way. Okay, and then just check in with that back bend again. So interlace your fingers behind your back again. Roll your shoulders broad and wide. Lift and open your chest and just see if that's any different now. Keep your tail tucked under, your navel drawing back to your spine. Okay, and then release. And we're going to do some neck stretches now and see how that affects your ability to open up through your chest here. It's getting cooler here now. The wind's picked up and the sun's not out so much. So even though we're creating opening, it's funny because at this time of year when it starts to get cool, all we want to do is this and come in. So hopefully you're somewhere nice and toasty warm. So ear to shoulder to begin. And then bring your ear center and go over to the other shoulder. And then bring your head back center and drop your chin to your chest. Lift your head up and turn your head to the side. And then come back center and turn your head to the other side. And then circle your head around in front. Now bring your head back center and we're going to check in with that chest opener again. So interlace your fingers behind your back again. Roll your shoulders back and down and then lift. lift your chest. And then relax that down and come down to lying down on your back. So we did all those chest openers and things to try fish pose. So I'm going to talk you through it, and then we'll do it together since we've got the mic now for our sound. So the way it'll work is you'll lie down on your back and you're going to tuck your hands underneath you. You want to get your elbows underneath you as much as possible. You keep your hips on the ground. Once your elbows are really underneath you, you're going to press into your elbows and lift your chest. The front of your neck and chest will open, and you'll come onto the top of your head. This is really great for getting air right into the upper lobes of your lungs here. And then slowly lower down and draw your knees into your chest. So let's do that fish pose one more time. Remember, you get your elbows right underneath you, your hands reaching down your legs, elbows tucked underneath you as much as you can. Press into your elbows, lift your chest, come onto the top of your head. And then slowly lower down and draw your knees into your chest. Now make your way down to lying on your back for Shavasana. In Shavasana today, I'm going to read you an excerpt from one of Melody Beattie's books called Trust Your Heart. And this is like, imagine it's like a jacket that you try on at the store. If it fits great, then it might be something you want to keep and wear. But if not, just put it back on the rack. For so long, you relied on your head. Now it's time to make the shift, the great leap into your heart. Are you beginning to see how your head gets in the way? How it creates so much noise? The chatter, the limited vision, the fear. Are you beginning to see what you've relied on? Your intellect, your assessments, and sometimes your logic has complicated your life. It isn't your head that sees clearly, nor does your head always see with love. It often sees with the eyes of fear. Your heart sees clearly. It balances your mind and your emotions. It takes what's real and processes it into truth, and then truth into action. It takes into account all that needs to be done, then draws a map, an itinerary for how to accomplish that. Yes, you say, but my head does that too, and then I don't have to feel. But your heart can do it better, because your heart maps the way in love. Thank you for joining us for episode 60 of Namaste Yoga. Please do rest back in Shavasana for another 5 or 10 minutes if you can. We'll see you next week for the liver and the gallbladder. Namaste.